Hey, it's Marvolo and welcome back to my channel. I'm here with Kat today and we decided we want to tell you guys the story of our relationship and how we got together, the beginning of our relationship.
Seems like you guys have been asking for it long enough. It's finally time to answer that question for you. So you're going to get a long story of our relationship. And it's been 5 years, so we've got like the main points to cover. There was a lot of stuff in between these points, but these are going to be like the bullet points of everything that's happened.
Yeah, just give you guys a more in-depth story of our relationship. I mean, the girlfriend tag was cute and all.
It was, definitely, yeah.
This way you guys can kind of know our crazy, weird, and whatever story.
It's different.
We're different. So, like we had said, we had met at an improv show.
Yep.
We had both done theater a little bit in community college, and I wasn't in this improv class, but a couple of my friends were.
Yeah, she was showing up in my class.
It was a performance they were putting on, so I showed up to a performance.
Didn't you show up to a few classes, too?
Nope.
Oh.
And I went to support a couple of my friends, and that's when we met, and
I awkwardly asked out her friend who she was there to support, and they were leaving, and I was just thinking about asking this girl out, because I was like, you know what? It's been a couple of years, I think I'm gonna try asking the girl next to this girl out. And she had a boyfriend.
That obviously didn't go over how you would have liked it to go. You know, you didn't end up going out with her, but you two ended up being friends, and so we all hung out. The first time we really hung out, you came over to my place with our friend, and we watched Breaking Bad. And then we all decided, we went in our separate cars, and we drove from one town to another. Basically, I lived in one small-ish town, and we drove to another small-ish town to go to a party.
In like 10 years, they're going to be the same town.
This is when Anakin was probably 3 or 4 months old. He was just an itty-bitty cute little puppy.
Like, that big. Mm-hmm. He was cute. Adorable.
And so he was riding on my lap while I was driving, and he peed all over my lap.
Just while she was driving, and it was just like to the point where she could just observe what was happening, but if she tried to do anything, she would have killed everyone in the car.
Yep, so I just had to sit there and get peed on, and so that was the first time we really hung out.
Yeah.
And then we started hanging out more. We smoked together and ended up doing a play together, Commedia dell'arte. And we didn't really interact in the play. We did talk about this before, though. You played a creepy old man, and I played an idiot.
She was good at it, though.
Yeah, I was great at being an idiot. Yeah, and we bonded over our mutual love for smoking weed, Pokemon,
and Harry Potter.
We had a lot in common. Our personalities kind of clicked well, and we were like, sweet! We just started hanging out and smoking weed with a couple of our other friends all the time.
We never actually hung out together. It was
like alone. We were never alone together. We were always in groups. That was until we watched the Harry Potter musical.
Harry Potter musical. And she had not seen it yet, and she's the biggest Harry Potter fan I've ever met. I swear I love it 10 times more because of her. I just knew she had to see this play because she hadn't seen it yet, and so I was like, you want to check this thing out? We'll watch it sometime after Ava goes to bed or something, or after our friend goes to bed, and yeah, we just sat down to watch it, and oh god, I awkwardly inched closer and closer and closer until we were sitting opposite sides, but you know, you can get the picture. It was till the point where we were like this and leaning against the couch and just kind of
And I was like, well, obviously she wants to kiss me.
Mm-hmm.
And I could just make it easier by leaning in and kissing her, but nope. I'm like, no.
Yeah.
You've come this far. I mean, clearly, if I was going to say no,
I think I also had my hand on your thigh, didn't I? And was just kind of
know.
rubbing it. I feel like I probably was.
Every time I was like, I would like cry laughing because it's so funny, and you would like pause it and comfort me. I'm like, you don't need to comfort me. I'm laughing.
Oh god, I forgot about that. Yeah.
You were so weird.
I was so smooth.
And I was also thinking, you can't kiss me until this thing's over. I'm watching this fucking musical, dude.
Yeah, like, I liked it and enough that I was like, I want to kiss this chick, but at the same time, like, we're gonna finish this because it's funny as fuck. If you haven't seen it, you need to. Should we link it down below? We should link it down below.
Okay.
It's down below.
Then we ended up making out for like 4 hours or something. So after that, we hung out a couple times. Like we said in the girlfriend tag, we went on a date to Sherry's. And
date. Oh my god.
I think it was about 2 weeks later when you were like, "So do you want to like be my girlfriend?" Like,
did I actually ask you that?
Yeah. And then I was like,
Because
okay.
I'm an awkward little fuck, yeah.
Well, you know, sometimes it helps.
I guess it needed to be verbalized at some point. Yeah, God, I spilled all over myself.
I don't know. It was fun. We just realized, like, we were both really awkward people, so we hung out in groups still most of the time, and
it kind of worked. It was weird, but
and
yeah.
you moved in with our friend.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I was like kind of living there as was, but I pretty much moved in permanently at that point because I was like, hey, be closer to this chick, and I was living like another town away. Yeah, when I lived with our friend, me and her were hanging out one night drinking, and I did not realize how much more drunk she was than me, but all of a sudden she like started puking, and I was so drunk I didn't think. I just grabbed a shoebox that was right next to me, pulled the shoes out, and like tossed them across the room, and then just stuck it under her face. And she puked into the shoebox. Actually, she puked into the shoebox lid for some reason and avoided the box. I don't know why, but she just kind of freaked out suddenly, and she started trying to beat the hell out of me for the next couple hours. Okay, more like the next 4 or 5. And, yeah, she, at one point, I don't even know how I avoided this, but she, because I was still drunk too, keep in mind, but she had her back to the closet, and she was screaming at me. There was like a good maybe 2-3 feet between us, and I took a step forward. I was like, whoa, calm down, what are you even talking about? And she, from nowhere, all of a sudden just brings this vacuum up over her head and swings it down at me. And apparently I have amazing drunken reflexes, but I did not get hit. Somehow I sprung back and, like, kept going. I don't know. It was weird. I just remember there was a vacuum that I did not get hit by.
So I got a voicemail at about 2 or 3 a.m. You were sobbing, saying our friend was beating you up, and I was like, crap, do I need to drive, like, 40 miles away and go fix this? Like, what is going on? I saved the voicemail because I kind of thought it was hilarious, and I made all of my friends listen to it. The 2 of them were just good after that, and for me, for some reason, that just made me panic. I'm like, what kind of person am I dating that they are just going to be okay with someone beating the fuck out of them drunk and still live with them? And something about that really bothered me, and I don't know, it just kind of made me think, like, you don't have much of a backbone,
No,
do you?
I really didn't.
I mean, I know that's not the nicest thing, but it made me
really
think
didn't. It was
immediately.
totally true.
It was my first red flag, really, in the relationship. I'm like, whoa.
Yeah, I was not a very stable person back then.
The friendship between our friend and Kat didn't really,
It deteriorated pretty quickly after that.
Yeah, and we had only been together for about 2 or 3 months, and she moved in with me.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so we were living together, but a little bit of backstory. I have this ex-boyfriend, and whenever I say ex-boyfriend, I'm almost always referring to the same guy. And him and I had broken up probably 5 months before Kat and I got together, but him and I stopped hooking up and whatnot about a week before Kat and I got together.
Did not realize that until like a year ago.
Even though I told you repeatedly, like, you knew, you just never paid attention.
Yeah, I never really put it together.
I mean, this is sad, but Kat was kind of a distraction because he was going off to Alaska to work for the summer, and I was like, I just need something to distract me until he gets back. And I started messaging him, like, I started really liking Kat. A lot. We like, we got along really well, and so I kind of stopped talking to him. But then after the whole thing with my friend beating Kat up and me seeing red flags and us moving in together and things just being weird, Skyrim came out that year. And that had a really bad impact on our relationship. We wouldn't talk for days at a time because someone wouldn't stop playing. This is before I had ever played Skyrim. I understand now. I started messaging my ex on Facebook, and one night my phone was dead, so I left it at home, and I was out on a walk with one of my best friends, and we were just talking about life and stuff. And Kat was asleep, and me and my friend just went out on a walk.
I woke up the next morning, and they had left at like 2 or 3 in the morning, and they still weren't there, and it was like 8, and I was like, oh crap, where are they? And so my immediate thought was to like look at her phone to see if she maybe left like, I don't know, texts or a message or something on it, because I don't know why. But yeah, I did that, and then I found her Facebook messages, and...
You snooped.
Yeah.
And there were things to snoop at, so, you know, that's like a mutual bad thing.
Yeah.
As you might expect, that led to a pretty angry, bad conversation.
Yeah. I had plenty of my own issues that came up, and it just blew up into something bigger, and... Oh my god. Between the two of us, we were a mess.
Yeah, I definitely still had feelings for my ex, and that was really obvious, and we decided in the end that we were going to try to stay together.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that that lasted for less than a month. So we broke up once you went back to Corvallis, and then about a week went by, and we got back together. Yeah. We were drunk, and we were like, yeah, why did we break up? We should just be back together. And then we broke up again about a week after that. While we were broken up, we both saw other people. I saw my ex again, and you saw just someone you went to high school with. And, you know, that's not really a huge important thing. But it's like, you know, when you break up with people, you see other people. People rebound. It's just a thing that happens. One time, I went to go see a friend out of town up in Corvallis, where Kat lived. And I asked Kat to give me a ride back home, and I don't remember why we were gonna hang out or something. I don't know. Maybe you had left something here. I actually don't remember why you. No, I just needed a ride because that was a really crazy time.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you were gonna give me a ride, and then your car broke down here at my house.
Yeah, it literally broke down like in the driveway.
And so Kat moved back in with me, and we were still broken up. I don't even know if people knew we had broken up because we were, you know, kind of acting like we were together. Yeah, but we weren't committed to each other. And that year, we went to a Halloween party.
Oh, God, that Halloween party.
I was like a gothic doll, and you were Jesus.
I was Jesus.
And it was a great night.
Oh, my God.
Everyone
that night
loved
was fucking amazing.
Everyone loved the Jesus
I made friends
costume.
with Facebook.
There were so many great costumes, and at one point we were singing the song Shots, that you got it started up, and we were all taking swigs just straight out of bottles in the kitchen.
There was like 8 or 9 of us. It was pretty great.
She accidentally poured a beer down someone's back.
I don't remember that. We also prayed for nachos.
I didn't. You did.
I got a prayer circle going for nachos.
We left that party, though.
Don't remember this at all.
And we walked back to where we were staying, and we had to take a break in a parking lot of a grocery store. Because someone started sobbing.
I love this story.
Tears, snot in the Jesus beard.
I really should be humiliated, but like...
Sobbing about...
I'm so disconnected from it.
About the fact that when we had broken up, I had been with other people. And
even though I had been too.
Yeah, just sobbing. And I'm like, it's none of your business. We're not dating. We're not in a committed relationship. We broke up. You are basically stuck here with me. Like, what the hell? And you're just like, how many times? How many times? And then I'm just like, it's none of your business what I do and with who and how many times. That was a terrible but hilarious night.
I swear to God, the things I did before I started transitioning, I am just so ashamed of myself.
That night you got everything out of your system, I think, and things started to get better.
Yeah, no, they really did. Like, after that, I just needed to cry in a parking lot as drunken Jesus.
Shh, you don't need to yell about it. But yeah, our relationship slowly got better. We spent just a lot of time together.
Really, like, enjoying each other's company, getting to know each other, and I don't know, we just realized that a relationship between us worked so well. Like, we were so compatible.
Yeah, we have so much in common. We loved being around each other, and we learned to be supportive of each other. We learned how to communicate better and to put other things behind us.
And somehow we had formed so many stupid inside jokes that we generally just need to say one or two things to each other. Like, the number of inside jokes I have with her, like, I don't think I've ever had this many.
Taco Bell sauce.
Oh my god, I am never not going to be humiliated about that. But yeah, so many, like, more inside jokes than I have ever had with any of, like, everybody I've ever known.
That, and we experienced My Little Pony, and My Little Pony brought us closer together, and it taught us the magic of friendship. And I really think the most important thing in a relationship is, well, I mean, besides, there are a couple important things, but one of the most important things is to be compatible as friends. Because if you can't have a friendship, you really can't have a relationship. We both have birthdays in the summertime, and so your sister thought it'd be cool to...
Exactly a month apart.
Yeah, your sister thought
July 23rd, August 23rd.
Except for you're 2 years older. But anyways, your sister, for our birthdays, your sister bought us a trip to Brighton Bush, which is, we talked about that before, it's like this hippie hot spring place, and like nude hot springs, and it was amazing. It was so rejuvenating. We had a great time together. It was really good for our relationship, and we left feeling like so bonded and connected. And
great.
Life has changed so much since with your transition
and
with my Crohn's, and
so many things in our
lives. Back then, things were so simple. And we were so happy, and that's where we're going to end this video about our relationship at this happy moment, because, relationships never keep being happy. They're a roller coaster, but that is the story of basically the first year of our relationship, and how we got together, how we fell apart and got back together again. And we
were such a mess.
We may not always sound so hopeful when we talk about love, but
we're realistic. We're a Slytherin and a Ravenclaw. Like, we can't not see the darker side of things.
Yeah. But I hope you guys enjoyed getting to know our relationship a little bit more. If you liked this video, please give it a thumbs up. And if you're not already, make sure to subscribe to Catherine's channel and my channel. We love you guys, and we'll see you again soon. Bye.
Bye.